Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll find out what's on tap for this year's Little Bear Rib Fest, planned for Friday, August 19th and Saturday, August 20th at Century Park. We'll get ready for the 11th Annual Law Enforcement Exhibition, which will take place on September 10th and 11th at Hawthorne Mall. And we'll look back at the newly renovated Kids Castle Playground ribbon cutting ceremony, which was held on Sunday, June 10th. Thank you for tuning in to the Vernon Hills Update.
Well, we are at the Summer Cell grounds at Century Park, but it's going to soon convert to be the Vernon Hills Park District's Little Bear Rib Fest grounds, and that's another good time. We're here with Tom Ritter, who is going to tell us a little bit more about what's going to happen here when August comes. And thanks for joining us, Tom.
Welcome.
Tom, Rib Fest, usually we talk to Mr. Rib Fest, Marty Walsh, so let's get that right out of the way first.
Yep, we had 9 to 10 great years with Marty Walsh, and he relocated his family to where he always wanted to be, so Marty moved out to Colorado. So I guess I get to be Mr. Ribfest this year, but you know what? Marty left it in great hands. I mean, he gave me great information, great organization. It'll be a seamless transition, and we're in the process of hiring a replacement. So.
Okay, so by next year you might not have to be Mr. Ribfest in addition to everything else, and we'll have somebody. But this is something you and Marty worked together to create 6 years ago. This is our 6th time we're doing this, so this is getting down to just like a science.
It is. It is. We really wanted to get an adult-oriented event in the community. We're so known for children and families, and I hear that throughout my career is, oh yeah, I used to use the Park District all the time, but we're adults now, and we have a fitness center, adult sports leagues, adult crafts, and we wanted to get an adult-oriented event. And we were talking about a chili event, and we settled on Rib Fest, and we're very glad that we did. Between the music, the food, the drink.
Let's tell people what this is. So August 19th and 20th, that's a Friday and a Saturday here at Century Park at the shores of Little Bear Lake, which is why it's Little Bear Rib Fest. But tell people what we're going to find when we come here.
Well, you're going to find 6 rib vendors. You're going to find a soda water tent, a beer and wine tent, and 5 bands over the course of 2 days on Friday and Saturday. At $5 per day, it's a great deal. This is really, I mean, I can't stress how good the quality of the music is.
Well, let's jump right into the music, because I know you've got, starting at 7 o'clock on Friday night, you've got Kevin Purcell and the Nightburners, and then at 9 you've got John Primer. Now, I never know very much about the music till I get here, but like you said, it's always good.
It's always good, and we're fortunate to be in Chicago, where most of the quality blues is based in this world, let alone this country. Kevin Purcell has a great following. He's more local. He plays more locally, but even look at that, and I don't want to undersell him. In 2013, he was a finalist for the International Blues Challenge. So that's some serious competition. And John Primer, he was the band leader for Muddy Waters. He played with Willie Dixon and Junior Wells. I mean, like I said, top quality stuff, and that's just Friday.
Yeah. And now tell us about Saturday, because you got 3 acts coming up on Saturday, starting as early as 5 o'clock.
Yep, Saturday's opener we've had just about every year, the Red, White, and Blues Band. One of the band members helps us facilitate the scheduling of the bands and getting some of these artists booked. So we get them every year, and they're wonderful. They're usually 8 to 10 piece band. They've got brass. They've got everything going, gets the crowd going for the night. The second artist is called the Chicago Blues.
Chicago Blues Super Session.
Super Session. I didn't want to butcher that. Chicago Blues Super Session, and that one really is the mystery for the weekend. It is a lot of Chicago Blues stars getting together to do this, so it's kind of a mystery to me too, but I'm really looking forward to seeing them at 7 o'clock. And then our main act it's a long name, but it's Mark Hummel and the Golden State Lone Star Review. He's a California harmonica player, and he brings some of his California blues musicians with some Texas blues musicians together to create this performance. And again, he's been Grammy nominated for a 2014 album he produced and performed on. He's a harmonica player that's known all over the nation. again, top-notch stuff, and his musicians that perform with him are at that caliber too.
When we talk about this music, people do come from all over because they're aficionados. You've had people in the past, and you continue to have people that people travel a long way to hear, and to hear it for a $5 admission fee is pretty spectacular. To hear a whole night's worth of music, and that $5 goes to a good cause.
It does. That $5 daily admission, our proceeds go to our Family Scholarship Fund at the Park District, which helps families with children in programs that need financial assistance. And we're able to generate a nice surplus last year to help that cause. So $5 a night, that's $10 for the weekend. And you see 5 bands, bring out your blanket, your chair, and get a nice cozy seat along the lakeshore.
And we don't want to undersell the food because it is a barbecue. And so you've got those 6 vendors coming back. And now if I were to come, like a full plate of ribs, now that's tends to be expensive. Barbecue doesn't come cheap. So to have some money in your pocket for that, but what would a full plate of ribs probably cost?
Yeah, it is an estimate because we're still working that out with the vendors, but it's about $25 if you get a full slab of ribs and about $15 for a half slab. However, they also do sandwiches, they do different combination platters, and they always do samplers, which are really popular here, so people can naturally get a taste of all the different vendors. There is one new vendor this year, and that is Barbecued Productions out of Third Lake. They're on Route 45, so there'll be a new one for people to sample this year.
But all the good ones. So you've got Barbecued Productions, Uncle Bub's, Smokin' Teas, Real Urban, Full Slab, and Big Ed's. So if you, in all different types of, they always talk about the dry rub and the rub, I don't know, whatever. It's all good.
Their own. They all have their different styles, and I let them make those wonderful decisions.
And you don't have to just settle on barbecue either, because I know you'll have corn, you'll have roasted corn, you're going to have ice cream, you got other people coming in.
Yep, we have 8 total tents. 6 are for the rib vendors, and the other 2, one is the corn served by the Rotarians, and Bobo's in Vernon Hills takes care of the dessert. Yep, ice cream, funnel cakes, things of that nature.
And we talked about it before. It is kind of an adult. It isn't that kids aren't welcome, but there isn't a midway. There aren't carnival rides. This is kind of more of like a place for neighbors to hang out and enjoy some good food, have a beverage, and listen to music.
It is, and what's nice is that's what it's proven to be. There's no question children rolling down the hill and playing, and they're having a good time, but you're right, we haven't dedicated any activities like the Midway Carnival for that. So, yeah, it's a nice night out with your neighbors, your spouse, family. And it really is, it's a very adult-oriented event when we're here, and people seem to really appreciate that, just because it's different.
Well, a couple housekeeping things, too. I know people shouldn't bring in coolers, no dogs, no animals, no smoking. How about parking?
Parking can be done over at Westfield Mall, and it's only a block or 2 away, and we provide shuttle service over here, so it's a very quick, efficient process. And I've always told people, if you live locally, save a little gas and take your bike, because we have bike racks right outside the entrance, then you don't have to worry about driving home at the end of the night either.
That's a good way too. And if you've got somebody that needs like some like handicap parking, there is a little handicap parking, but there's a drop-off area too that people can find out about, and that information's all on your website too.
It is. It's all on our website. Yep.
Okay. And when we talk too, your website has a lot of information, not just schedules, not just the vendors, but also you can buy tickets, I understand, online.
You can. There's a simple tab that says frequently asked questions, and one of the first few in there is about tickets. There's a link right there. You can purchase your tickets online. Same price, just one less thing to have to bring money for when you come the day of the event.
Okay. Otherwise, you can buy when you walk right in here.
Yes, you can get them right at the door.
And again, that $5 for the day covers all for good work here in the community. And talking about the community, this is a community effort. I know that it is, the Park District is spearheading this and doing the work, but you guys always work together with the Public Works and the police and everybody else.
Absolutely. We just couldn't do it. It's a common cliche, but we couldn't do it without them. Public Works is instrumental in getting this set up for us. The police providing the security and support. The fire department's here for emergency services. So yeah, absolutely a group effort. Yeah.
Well, and you've got other people to thank too, because in addition to the community people, you've got 4 major sponsors that have and a multitude of smaller sponsors that help this thing go.
We do, exactly. I can think of 4 key ones: MB Financial Bank, Rust-Oleum, Knaus Auto Group, and Baxter Credit Union. In addition to several others. I mean, we get our beer from Klaas distributors. They sponsor as well. So a lot of people to thank for the whole event.
Well, we appreciate the work that you guys put into it to be the brainchild behind it and the impetus behind it. We're thankful to the whole community for making it go. And this is a community time. It's a great time to see your neighbors. It's a great time to invite friends over. Again, it's more on the adult side, but the kids are welcome. They come over and they dance, and it's a good time for all.
It is, and what a lot of people told me is they think the timing of it is great because it's the end of summer. This year high school will have just started, but the elementary school kids haven't gone back. It's the last weekend. It's kind of like a little staycation. You don't have to go anywhere. Come out to the park, save a few bucks, or I should say spend just a few bucks, and enjoy a local event.
Nice. Well, and if you want more, remember, go online. You can give a call over to the Park District, too, but the website has just so much information. And thank you for doing this. We look forward to seeing you on the 19th and 20th at the 6th Annual Little Bear Rib Fest.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing everybody there.
We are at Hawthorne Mall on a beautiful, hot, sunny day with Kim Christensen, but we're here to talk about something that's coming up early in the fall. We're coming up in the beginning of September, something that's been going on here at the mall with law enforcement for years and years. Tell us what's coming up on the 10th and 11th.
September 10th and 11th at Hawthorne Mall is our 12th annual law enforcement exhibition. And it's not just the Vernon Hills Police Department, but I anticipate close to 24 roughly law enforcement and law enforcement related agencies and departments participating in it.
Now, and what we're going to see if you came, and what it is, it's you're all out like in the common spaces of the mall. You're in the parking lot. You're in the area. So when the mall is open, you can come in and see all these exhibitions. But tell us what kind of exhibitions we might see when we come to visit.
Well, each agency will set up a booth, man a table, and they'll have handouts for the kids. We'll have a lot of police cars. All the squads will be on the lower level. Have a lot of police cars here to see, and vehicles, motorcycles, other types of law enforcement vehicles should be here. Hopefully we'll get a helicopter landing from Air One on Saturday and Sunday. It should be in lower level Sears. We're still working on that because it is still July as we talk right now.
Well, and also, even if once that is set up, the air ambulance coming in, that has to do with what their workload and the weather and everything else anyway.
Correct, it really does. But they're usually pretty good, as much as they can, to participate with us. We'll have some dog demonstrations. Some agencies will bring in their canines in for demonstrations. 2 or 3, probably at least 3 on Saturday, a couple on Sunday. We'll have to schedule those around other activities and meals and things like that. But it's a wonderful opportunity to come out and see a lot of different police agencies. The Lake County Sheriff's Office, I expect, will be here, as well as a lot of local agencies and other agencies. A couple from Cook County will be here. So it's not just a Lake County law enforcement exhibition, but we do indeed open it up to any agency that wants to participate.
Well, and it is a heck of a commitment because you have to take equipment offline, you have to get it over here, the mall has to cooperate, and they're so helpful.
It is a commitment for the individual agencies, and we do appreciate their involvement because they do have to take a car out of action for a weekend. Actually, the vehicles all go in on Friday night when the mall closes behind us. It's like a parade going in there, and then on Sunday when the mall closes, the cars all have to come back out. So we appreciate the work that each agency does to get involved in it because it is a community event. It's a county-wide event. It's an area-wide event, and we do have a lot of people come and visit the police officers and see what they've got on display and things like that.
Well, and there's always giveaways and there's things like that, so it's a great time. I know kids love it because it's photo ops that way. Adults love it because you can learn about the industry. So if you are interested in like a career or something like that, it's a great time to talk to some of these folks.
Absolutely, it is a good time. Hopefully, we will have Air One with the police helicopter landing. Usually, it's in the south parking lot of Sears. I encourage everybody to keep an eye on the Vernon Hills Police Department, our website, because we will, as the things are scheduled, we will be posting the schedules for the events on our website. But it is a wonderful opportunity. Parents, kids, everybody has a fun time at the
Well,
event.
and it's a free day. Once you get yourself to the mall, it's not like there's a ticket. It's just part of being at the mall those days.
The mall's open. It's from the mall hours that day are from 10 o'clock a.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. on Saturday, and from 11 a.m. to 6 o'clock on Sunday. The mall is open. The exhibition is on, and that's it.
And we should remind people how it started on the 10th and 11th. You've always done it in coordination with September 11th.
Thanks for bringing that up. Yes, it did. Originally, when it started in 2005, it was held on the weekend closest to September 11th. This year, September 11th happens to fall on the Sunday of the event, so it's perfect. But this has always been a fall event for that reason.
Well, and I know we've got new management, new owners here at Hawthorne Mall, but they have picked up the baton and allowed this to continue, so that's a positive too.
It's very positive. We really appreciate Hawthorne Mall agreeing to do it again, the new ownership, the new corporation. I want to thank them for their participation and their involvement in it. Everybody at Hawthorne Mall has been wonderful from over the years, from the housekeeping people to the engineering people who help us get the door open, to the security, the management, everybody, and the stores themselves. They are very receptive to the idea because they enjoy it too.
Excellent. Well, let's all remember, it's Saturday and Sunday, September 10th and 11th at Hawthorne Mall. Come on over and you will see more than just Kim. You'll see a lot of people over there, and it's a wonderful time. Thank you to all the people who participate, and thank you for organizing it.
Thank you very much, and we'll see everybody September 10th and 11th.
I'd like to welcome you all to the grand opening of the new Kids Castle Playground. My name is David Dorfer. I'm the president of the Park Board of Commissioners, and I'm joined today by my fellow commissioners, Vice President Cindy Kessler, Commissioner Mike Moline, Commissioner Jim Ballou, and Commissioner Bruce Robbins. I would also like to welcome our invited guests, Mayor Roger Byrne, members of the Village Board, Tom Cook, Jim Schultz, Senator Terry Link, and Representative Carol Sente. I'd like to thank you all for coming and joining us today. Replacing such a fixture in the area was a difficult decision, but it was necessary. Just a year ago, the concept of a new playground with a castle theme to replace the original playground was just a vision. The Park District has many people to thank for making this vision a reality. First of all, I would like to thank the Village of Vernon Hills for their donation of the development to the Kids Castle and all their support of the Park District through this project as well as throughout the years. I would like to thank resident Amy Lamberti. Amy became our resident voice and coordinator of the volunteer efforts over the past year. In the early stages of design, Amy brought the children to the Park Board meetings so they could voice their opinion on play features that interested kids, most of which are included in the final design. I'd like to recognize Rick Emery and Jeannie Schwartz. Rick and Jeannie were the founding volunteer leaders in 1997 of the original Kids Castle when it was built by the residents. Rick was also volunteered his expertise over the past year with this project. So Rick, thank you. A special thank you to Aaron Miller, a neighbor of Deer Path Park, whose business, Base Limousine Services, contributed significant funds to provide adequate waste receptacles to keep our castle area very clean. Thank you to Chris Arden and Derby Fence for your substantial contribution. The beautiful fencing that will soon surround Kids Castle was provided generously by Derby Fence in Mundelein. Your support has aided the Park District's goal to provide a safe place for our young residents to play. The Park District also wishes to thank all of the residents who volunteered their time in October and again in past June for your dedication to Kids Castle project. With that, Mayor, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, sure. Okay. You want to get out? Yep. Thank you, Dave, and thank all the volunteers, of course, that helped with this park. And then, Rick, raise your hand, would you, Emery? Rick Emery, you know, and Gene Schwartz were the original Kids Castle, you know, coordinators. And that was, you know, it was a lot more handwork, it was a lot more nailing, there was a lot more sawing because it was wood. However, times move on. What was that, 20 years ago? Yeah, 20 years ago, and, you know, it was a real community event just like this. However, this Kids Castle is probably a much safer, modern, will probably last longer, and I know it won't need that much maintenance, right? Because that was always a debate about people staying in and coming out and working on the old wooden one, even though it was really a beautiful castle and addition to town. So with that said, yeah, we donated a couple of $100,000 over the next 2 fiscal years, and we're happy to do it. So Park District, congratulations on having a great park. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and again, thank you very much for your generous donation. The village's donation, the people. It's all our money, and we're putting it to good cause. So with that, without further ado, we'd like to get on with the official ribbon cutting ceremony. So we can invite everybody over to the official ribbon, and let's get this park open to the playground.
We are with Amy Lamberti. And Amy, this is a wonderful day. You've been working on this project for a while. You were kind of the leader of the volunteer corps. Can you back up and tell us when you started talking about this and planning for this park?
Is this amazing? It's like, I remember when David first called me, he's like, I have a project for you, Amy. And I thought, oh, geez, here we go. It's about a 2-year window. But boy, did it fly by. And are we so excited today to see these kids out here enjoying this. You know, and it's neat. I can't take the credit. You know, it's the community, it's the city, it's our partnerships, it's the families, it's the kids, it's people that have been supportive along the way that have made my job easy.
Yeah.
So,
And you have had so much, like, think about it, even the kids, how they thought about what they wanted and how to get it there. It really was driven by the kids.
oh boy, was it ever. I loved watching the kids talk to the architect and say, no, that's not the kind of swing we want. No, that's not the slide. And so really, this truly is a park with the kids' voice behind it.
And if I saw earlier designs, and it did change significantly to become much more of the castle park they wanted.
The iterations that we went through to really get it to where it is today has been really exciting and the right way to do a project from start to finish.
Well, thank you for all your efforts, and I know literally hundreds of people around here have given some time and sweat. Even people who did it the first time came out 20 years later.
It's been fun seeing people come back with their original shirts from the original build from, I think it was 1987, was one of them said. So, and then we've got a few things we still have to add in, you know, after today. But for today, this was the celebration to know that our park is ready. So,
Thank you so much, and thank you to all the volunteers.
absolutely, thank you to the community.
Well, we are here at the Park District opening. We're with Executive Director Jeff Fougeroux. We're with President Dave Dorhofer, and this is a big day. A lot of people here. Tell everybody how great this is and what's still to come. This isn't even complete yet.
Oh, this is a fantastic day. The turnout has been absolutely incredible. opened up Kids Castle I was part of the group that originally worked on it 20 years ago, and to be a part of this group and see what we have behind us is amazing, seeing the kids enjoy it. And as we mentioned, this is just the beginning. We've got fence to surround it. We're putting in a new bathroom right over to my right here.
A real bathroom.
A real bathroom, yep, with running water and the lack of porta potties. So, and Jeff can touch on a little bit of what else is going into Deer Path Park here.
Yeah, so in addition, you'll also see the playground in the next 30 days or so. So by about early August, you'll see it fully landscaped as well. So that'll, I think, really enhance the area.
Well, and let's talk about the surface, too, because this is a different kind of surface on this playground. This is an accessible playground.
Yeah, so a port-in-place service is just basically what it is. It's port in place. It's a rubber rise system. It's about 4 to 6 inches deep depending on the components. Certain slides, certain swings have different depths that they have to meet ADA requirements. So it's an expensive product, but there's no maintenance to it. It has a 20-plus year life expectancy, so we're excited about it. Adding in a lot of the colors, we added some artwork in it. I think it's one of those things that's going to be hard-pressed for us in the future when we do some playground renovations. Dave and I were talking about, I know we're going to probably be prized with our citizens to continue that effort in all of our
It's a high bar that you have set for everything. And by the way, on top of that, when you talked about 20 years ago, those bricks, a lot of people bought new bricks, but there are bricks that commemorate the past and the future.
Yes, there are. What we were able to do is take the old bricks out of the old design and actually include them into the new design, so we've got a little bit of the past and present. We kept the castle theme to kind of a past present. The bricks are there. We've actually been able to keep the old sign and the dragon off the original, which is just amazing what our people have done with that. It's just a fantastic day.
It is fantastic, and like you said, this is the beginning because there's more things going to happen in the park. Can you touch on some of those other things people are going to see?
Yeah, so we're about mid-July now, so in the next couple weeks what you'll see is they're going to begin some work on redoing ball fields 3 and 4, which are just to the north of Kids Castle. All new backstop fencing, all new spectator benching, all new protective dugouts, secured rooftops in the dugouts. We're going to actually move field 3 just a little bit because some of the foul balls have a tendency along the right field line to get along the path, and so for just safety reasons we're going to just turn it just a little bit to field, and then new netting, protective netting, is going to go up behind ball field 4. So once that gets completed, that'll be about mid-August when all of that is done. We're also adding another batting cage with an AstroTurf surface, all new netting, all new electronic components to it, so new state-of-the-art batting cage behind ball field 3. And then we're going to add, we'll start with the tennis courts, the 6 tennis court renovations. So all new fencing, all new netting, all new surfacing. That'll commence in about mid-August, and that should be completed by about the middle towards later part of September. Then we'll finalize with doing all parking lot sealant, and then the path work from Kids Castle all the way north to Warrington. We'll be filling in the cracks along the path and then just resealing the path. So the walk path will be completely finished from Route 45 all the way to Warrington once we're done with this.
That'll be a nice smooth road for all these hundreds of people that take advantage of that park system. And when we talk about the park system, it's more than Deer Path. You've got, acres and acres and lots of parks, and you've got the pools, and you're busy at Sullivan. Can you tell us how it's going at Sullivan?
Yeah, so we have 26 parks and a little over 450 acres that we maintain, and so we have a lot of activities going on. The Sullivan Center project is probably about 3 months in now from the initial commencement of that. They're moving along at a good pace. We'd always like it to be a little bit quicker. But, ultimately the initial goal here is to get our new preschool wing up and running by mid-October. So we're pushing the contractor hard on trying to get that done. That also includes a new full-size gym that's under construction right now, moving our entrance to the east side of the building. So there's no longer any circular drive. And then the last component will be to move our administrative staff that's currently housed in the Lashen Center out of Lashen and into the Sullivan Center. So the whole project we're looking to be completed by spring of 2017.
A lot going on.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. Moving out of the Lashing Center is critical for the long term of the Park District because it gets everybody in basically one location. Communication just improves, systemically just because everybody's there. I think when you look at what the Park District's done over the last 4 or 5 years with Lakeview Fitness, which is just, amazingly going well, the residents have wrapped their hands around it, embraced it, and we're actually a profitable center now, which is amazing after only 3 years. What we've got going on at Sullivan, the renovation we did at Century, and now we're doing the renovation Deer Path. I think we're doing some amazing things, and it's all because our residents deserve the best.
When we talk about the residents, you like to see people at your board meetings. I know you've even moved your board meetings out into the parks to invite more people, but people are always welcome to come to your meetings.
We'd love to have them at the meetings. Typically, we get people when somebody has something to question rather than we'd love to have you at the meeting. If you want to just sit on the process, tell us we're doing the right things or tell us we're doing the wrong things, we'd love to hear the feedback. We did move our last meeting out to Deer Path Park, and it was nice that we had about 20 people show up, and it was a great experience. We'd love to invite you to the Lashing Center and have you join us.
Nice. Well, thank you all for your work. We'll see you at the board meetings, and we appreciate everything you're doing. Thank you to your staff, and thank you as volunteers on the board. Thank you for all you're doing for us, too. Thank you.
Thank you for everything you do. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we are with our elected officials here, Carol Sente, Terry Link, long time connections to Vernon Hills. It's good to see you here today, and what a spectacular day this is.
Well, it is, and it brings back memories because I just had started the Senate when we built the last park here, and you see what they've done, and it's modernized, and to see all these kids feeling safe and comfortable in this park, it just speaks volumes, not only for the park but for Vernon Hills in general, and I just think it's a great day.
It is a great day, and Vernon Hills always rallies behind their parks, don't they?
Always. I was proud to be on the park board for a while, but the park had already been built when I moved here. But it's really nice to see a park where everyone's been so engaged in what it was, and they're so pleased with the outcome.
It is. Everybody has a real piece of this. It's part of our hearts here in Vernon Hills, and that's how Vernon Hills is. So thank you very, very much for all you guys do for us, and thanks for being here today.
Thank
Love
you.
it. Thank
Great
you.
to see you.
We are with neighbor Debbie, and as you can see from Debbie's shirt, you were around the first time. I was around the first time too. This is you. So were you over here helping?
Yes, 20 years ago, and I live right down the street, and it was just so much fun. We built it in a week, and the neighbors, we just had so much fun.
Well,
So-
and you were saying because I didn't have kids at the time. I was pregnant with my oldest one, but you had kids here, and Christ Lutheran even took care of kids.
Yes, they had the babysitting, and it was wonderful. And my husband and I both worked the whole week, and we just had so much fun meeting everybody. Yeah.
And this is pretty good though now too, isn't it?
Yes, this park is wonderful. It really is. It needed to be revised.
Well, it's beautiful. Thank you for doing all your work the first time and the second time. Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you.
Well, that wraps up this edition of the Vernon Hills Update. If you have comments or suggestions, please contact Mike Storto at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@vhills.org. Thank you for tuning in to the Vernon Hills Update.